Today we're going to be talking about all of the patterns on my to sew list. Okay, so you might be wondering, why are we talking about patterns? I have just collected way too many patterns over the past few months. I have a habit of buying a lot of patterns. Sometimes they're an impulse buy, but most of the time I will say it is something that I have either seen other people make, or it's a pattern release that I have been waiting for, as you'll see once we start talking about the patterns. But yeah, I have just collected so many that I figured this would be a good opportunity to kind of hold myself accountable, go through all of the patterns, see what I have, and potentially make a plan of what I want to sew next. One caveat with the patterns that I'm going to show you is that these are all the patterns I have printed out, I've taped together, and they've just been sitting on my pattern rack. I have many more patterns that I have bought, and they are just in a file on my computer, or they are just still in their envelope if they're a commercial pattern on tissue paper. Since a lot of these patterns have already been taped together and they're ready to go, I really should get to sewing them. So let's get started with the dresses. So first on my list is the Freck Studio garden dress. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this dress. It's just absolutely beautiful with the pin tucks on the front and back. And if you're making the long sleeve version, there are also some pin tucks along the cuff, which is just a beautiful touch. I don't think I've ever sewn pin tucks before, and when I bought this pattern back in January, I thought it might be a good opportunity for me to learn how to do them, kind of challenge myself a little bit. I don't think that they're difficult to do, and I will say I have gone through and looked at the pattern instructions. They're not the clearest, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. This pattern does come with a separate printout to make a toll or a sample to check fit and everything, so I have actually printed that out. I've never seen a pattern come with that before, which I think is great because with pin tucks, you need so much material, and I don't feel like wasting any kind of material for something that might not fit me or something that I might mess up. And I think I will probably go with the dress version, which is gonna take 4 to 5 meters of fabric, believe it or not. But I think whenever I get around to it, it's gonna turn out to be such a beautiful dress. Oh, you can also do just the top version, and again, sleeves or sleeveless. I just love how with one pattern, you get basically 4 different styles of garments, and I think it should be a really fun project to make. So the next 2 patterns are commercial patterns. If you've watched some of my sewing vlogs, you'll know that it's been a very long time since I have worked with a commercial pattern. I used to work with them a lot more when I was teaching sewing, but yeah, it's been years since I have actually made a garment with a tissue paper pattern. So the first dress is the Vogue V9076, and it has 3 different views. It's just a very beautiful button-up dress with a short stand collar. It's slightly fitted on the waist, and then we have really nice gathered sleeves too. I love a good gathered sleeve. And there's 3 lengths to it, or actually, sorry, there's 2 lengths to it. So you can go just slightly above the knee or a more midi length. Can we guess that I'm gonna do the midi length? But yeah, I hope I get around to sewing this. I think the dress is just absolutely gorgeous, and I would love to document the process of working with a commercial pattern after years of not working with one. But that is this pattern. With the next dress, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, it looks the same as the other dress. Yes, it looks the same. I have a very specific type of silhouette that I love to wear. Again, if you have watched some of the sewing vlogs, you kind of know what my style is and what I like to sew. Hopefully, if you are similar, you'll want to try some of the patterns that I'm gonna show you. But anyways, next is the McCall's Addie dress, which is also the M-7974. So that is this dress here. And again, this dress comes in multiple lengths. So you can do sleeveless, short sleeves, long sleeves, really nice gathered sleeves. We have the button down the front, which I love. And then yeah, a slightly fitted waist bodice kind of situation. I am hoping that I got this pattern in the right size. I got the 6 to 14, whereas with the Vogue pattern, I got that in 14 to whatever larger size it goes up to. I tend to measure for the 14 in a lot of these commercial patterns, so I think that should be fine. But yeah, let's cross our fingers that I can get around to this one before the weather gets too cold. We're gonna move on to the blouses now. If you watched my last sewing vlog, you'll know that I tried out a Silver Saga pattern for the first time and absolutely loved it. I've just been following their pattern releases over the past few months, and their newest release is called the Celine blouse. So of course I went and purchased it on the day that it came out. I just think this blouse is so stunning, so feminine. What's great about this pattern is that there are 6 different views of the blouse that you can do. So you can mix and match a lot of pieces, you can add ruffles, take ruffles away, you can do a front placket button closure kind of situation. I think all of the views of the blouse are equally beautiful. I'm thinking of starting with view A or D, simply just because I have a specific fabric that I want to use, and I think I only have enough to make those views. So I think that's going to be that. But I have the entire pattern cut out in my size, so if I feel like mixing and matching, or if I find that I have enough fabric, I might change the view that I'm going to do. Not sure yet. I know that this pattern is pretty popular right now, so if you have made it, let me know what you think. With the first Silver Saga pattern I used, I found that I did need to make a couple of adjustments, but I feel like since this is just a blouse, it probably should be fine. Next in the list of things that I need to sew is the Butano button-up from Friday Pattern Company. I purchased this pattern way back in September or October. I think I bought it with the intention of making a lightweight overshirt for my Spain trip. That has come and gone months ago. But yeah, I have the entire pattern cut out. I can't remember what size I chose, but I think this button up should be fine. It has a slightly more relaxed, oversized kind of fit. You can do long sleeves or short sleeves with a placket and a cuff, but I have used a few of the Friday Pattern Company patterns before, and I thought that they turned out really well. But yeah, when I saw this blouse, I thought it was just a really great basic to have. Whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna dig through my fabric and find something to potentially make it in. Last in the tops is the Helper Sew Hutton vest. I don't think I've ever made a vest before, but I just have this vision of myself wearing a really nice linen vest with really nice linen pants, and then gold jewelry, some cute sandals for that easy breezy summer look. So that is why I bought this pattern. It's a pretty recent buy too, so it's not a pattern that I've been holding on to for a long time. But in case you don't know, Helper Sew is a Russian pattern company, and unfortunately their patterns are not translated to English. And I have tried Helper Sew in the past. It didn't go that well. It wasn't necessarily the instructions. I think I had just purchased the wrong size. So I figured I'll give it a try again with this vest. So this vest is just a front button closure with welt pockets. It looks like a very simple vest, but I took a look at the patterns and there's actually so much more detail that goes into it. Like, it's a true tailored garment. One thing that I'm gonna add to the back though is I want some ties just at the waist, just to cinch it in a little bit if I feel like it. But yeah, I think it's gonna pair really well with the next pattern I'm gonna show you, which will be my linen pants. So we're gonna move on to the bottoms section. I'm pretty surprised that I have collected so many patterns and not all of them have been Vicky Sew's patterns. That's a first for me. So the pants that I want to make to go with the Hutton vest are the Daphne trousers from Vicky Sew's. I actually purchased this pattern like years ago, and I purchased it in the size 8 or 10, I think. And I know there's going to be adjustments that I'll have to make in either the hips or waist, or potentially both. But yeah, it's just a basic wide leg trouser. A little bit more on the tailored side, but I think I can work around that. I think it will look great whether I use linen or a twill for that more officey corporate kind of look. But yeah, I think if I can find a really nice linen to make these pants in, then I will hopefully achieve that very easy breezy summer look that I'm going for. The next bottoms are the newest release from Matchy Matchy Sewing Club, and we know that I love their patterns. I have made a few of their tops now. I think their patterns are so great for beginners, and these pants are no exception. So these are their apron pocket pants, which are just the cutest things ever. You get 3 different views with this pattern, so you can do the wide leg pant, the slightly more fitted leg, or the shorts. So I printed out the shorts and the fitted option. Typically I would go for a wide leg pant, but just looking at some of the photos, I think I would prefer the slightly more tapered look. I already have the fabric that I'm gonna make the shorts and the pants in, but the pants are very simple. They're just, again, a normal pant with an elastic waistband, but the interesting detail detail to them is that they have this really cute ruffle detail pocket that I'm just obsessed with. If you're a beginner sewer, that's going to teach you a little bit about gathering too. So I think this is actually a great pattern for beginners if you're looking more for something along those lines. But just for someone like me who has been eyeing this pattern and waiting for it to come out, I'm just so excited for it and I can't wait to make these pants. The last pattern in the bottoms category is the high-def skirt from Vicky Sews. I've had this skirt pattern hanging up for a while now. I don't remember when I bought it. It was probably back in the fall because I had this idea of wearing the skirt with some knee-high boots, some tights, thought that would look really cute. I think once fall comes around again, I might try to make this skirt. So this skirt is an A-line style wrap skirt with buckles for the closure. As with most Vicky Sews patterns, they do tend to run on the more intermediate level. I know that the skirt is fully lined with a curved hem and facing and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for a skirt that incorporates a little bit more tailoring techniques, I think this could be a good option for you. But yeah, I think this skirt is just so cute and I can't wait to make it this fall. Okay, so the very last pattern that is on my list of things to sew is the Iori bag from Vicky Sews. This is actually a part of their bag making course. So in that course, you actually get 4 bag patterns, all of varying difficulty, but you get the patterns for all of them too. I just love the look of the Iori bag. It has this really slouchy feel, a really cute detail on the handle, which is just this really interesting twist. I do already have the fabric for this bag too. I want to make it out of this really nice fake black pleather. So I think that would be a great fall time bag. But yeah, really cute bag. I just hope that I can get around to making it at some point. So that is all the patterns that I really need to sew over the next few months. Let me know down below if you have tried any of these patterns, if you'd be interested in seeing any specific one in a video. I mean, I'm just sewing for myself and documenting my sewing process, but if there's a specific garment that you would really like to see me make, let me know. That way I am also held accountable by you so that I will actually make some of these patterns and garments. Otherwise, I will link all of the patterns in the description. I will link my Instagram, business website, all of that kind of stuff, and I will see you in the next video.